Good evening. This is Lyle. It is Wednesday, the 29th of May, 2024. This is 2 weeks exactly today from my pump disconnect from my last round of chemo. I'm finished with that for now. Next week we start testing to see what's going to happen as far as getting prepared for surgery. First off, remember cancer screening saves lives. Secondly, the odds of surviving cancer stage 3 with Folfox is 77.9%, which for 5 years, which is way better than winning the lottery. So that part sounds good. Anyway, this has been a fairly miserable couple of weeks, and it's still kind of hanging on a little bit. I know it's cumulative, so I kind of expected it could happen. But, last time on the second to last round of chemo, it took clear through the weekend, and it was like the day I got the chemo, it was better a little bit. This time, it's just not been great. The only good day or decent day I've had was Friday. And Friday, which is this last Friday, last week, which was the 24th, seemed to be pretty good. And I was getting geared up for having wonderful days and getting a lot of stuff done. And it just didn't happen. So that's part of it. I mean, I was reading the average time for recovery to where you feel energetic like you did before you got started with this. They say 2 months for every month of chemo, but usually 6 months is pretty well it. So I had 4 months of chemo, so it'd be technically 6 to 8 months before I feel energetic again, hopefully, or at least feel energy the way I should feel. So anyway, that's where that's going. Just to give you a rundown of things I remember, which right now is questionable. I still deal with a little dizziness sometimes now. I kind of lose balance if I go sideways sometimes and crash into walls and things like that. Tonight I was doing the cat water upstairs, and I banged into the wall holding a full dish of water. And luckily I didn't spill a drop. So that was great. But then I went into the bathroom to dump it out. That's when I picked it up. When I went to dump it out and clean the bowl and put fresh water in it, I missed the sink somehow and poured part of it on the floor. So that was fun. Got to clean that up. Anyway, it's just those stupid little things. Words don't always come to you like you expect them to. Sometimes you have to. It's just like you're sitting there and thinking through a fog, what word am I looking for? That kind of thing still happens. My feet are still cracked up, and both feet are numb, at least have numbness in them. I feel that still all the time. I still am cold sensitive, but not as much. I can drink room temperature liquids now, so that's a good thing. But just over the course of this lovely treatment, first off, in the 6 weeks of radiation, I dealt with that rectal fissure, which was not fun. Splitting your rectum open is not a good concept. That was very painful, and it lasted after the radiation was completed still. And with that, I had urgent bowel movements and very painful bowel movements. I almost passed out one time. So that was that. I really didn't have a whole lot that I remember now. I'm sure if you look back at the first weeks of videos and things that I did back then, you can figure out what I had. Now with the Folfox, or oxyplatin, what I deal with now is fatigue, cold sensitivity, mouth sores. Luckily, those have cleared up again. They can still come back, but they cleared up where my back of my tongue is sore, and you can't hardly swallow anything. You can't swallow, you can't spit. It's painful, and it's also stupid. It just makes you feel like, I could something like that sometimes. So, it just was really a pain in the butt, and I hope that's gone now, because I didn't appreciate that. Red blotches on the face, balance problems, problems finding the right words, brain fog, skin cracking on hands and feet. And I've had splits all over my hands and feet. I've had canker sores, concepts or splits in the sides of my mouth. Those are getting better now. Again, after the tongue healed up, those are kind of healing up. Numbness in right foot occasionally, neuropathy in the side of the neck, and in the feet. The left foot isn't as bad as the right foot. It's pretty good. Constipation, urgent bowel movements. Again, 4 times they were a little too urgent and I didn't get there. Blurry vision, sometimes like at the stores and things. I've been looking at everything, just nothing looks clear sometimes, but that's another symptom of this. Low blood pressure, and that was 90s over 60s. So we had to get off the blood pressure meds for a little bit, and now I'm back on. Today was like 115 over 72, so that sounds really good. Way better than 90s over 60s, and way better than 130s over 80, high 80s. Anyway, and last but not least, as far as the items I could think of at the time that I wrote these down, is you seem to just choke on everything. It's just, you get a cough, which is created by the chemo, and choking. It's like no matter what you eat, if there's a half a drip someplace, it seems to find the wrong path, and you start choking and coughing, and it's just a goofy feeling. But anyway, so much for that. Again, the schedule coming up. The 4th is my MRI to determine tumor, where it is, size it is, all those things, again, just to see what's happened with the chemo. The 5th, I meet with radiology just as a follow-up. No big deal there. The 13th, I have my Flex Sig scope. The last thing I have to do a bunch of prep for. And on the 20th, then we get all the results, meet with the surgeon, and plan out the next part, which again is most likely surgery unless miraculously it disappeared. I don't count on that, so my luck with lotteries is not very good, so I'm counting on we're going to have surgery. If we have surgery, I'll be in the hospital. It'll probably be July sometime. I'll be in the hospital for usually 3 to 4 days, and then 6 weeks before I'm recovered enough to do regular things. So anyway, that's where we are now, and just wanted to say hi, and I've wanted to do one for a few days or a week about, but just haven't felt like it. Just haven't felt good enough to think about doing it, and so we'll go from there and just see what happens. Looks like my forehead is getting bigger. I enjoy forehead growth, and my hair is a little whiter now after I shaved it off. Anyway, so that's where we are. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful rest of the week. Thanks. Bye.